Good evening at home with Auntie. How you doing? Boy, my camera just started on its own. Excuse the hair. I ain't going nowhere. I've been in the house healing. Okay. So how have y'all been? How you doing? How's the week? You know what? I think I kind of like doing this once a week. That way I can compose everything on a list of what I want to address. So for me, I've been healing. I just been healing. I've been getting better every day. I feel pretty good. I feel good 85%. I guess if that's what you want to say. I still kind of feel um the I don't know what you say, the scarring on the inside or the where they went in on the inside, like I can feel it on the inside. Like I still don't feel confident to flex my abdominal muscles. Not that I did much of it, but you'd be surprised just how much you be using your abdominals. Okay, I wasn't supposed to lift anything for 2 weeks. I mean, like I had to cook for myself. Now I wasn't sitting up there lifting weights or nothing, but I did have to grab a pot. Okay, all right. I had to lift the plate up and, you know, but I know what they meant. They meant nothing serious. Is the objective, as the nurses had said to me, is to not strain your abdominal. Okay. Now I think I may have done a little bit because on the right side I feel a little, it still feels sore. Like some of the parts it doesn't feel as sore, but it feels a little more sore on the right side than it does on the left. But I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I've been outside once this week. Uh, Guilty. I did lift my wallet and take my behind over to the good. I keep wanting to call it the Goodwill, but it's not. Not Family Dollar, but Dollar General, and got me some ice cream, child. I did. I got me ice cream. Okay, and I loved it. Butter pecan. Okay, I wet my palate with Haagen Dazs little pint, and now I noticed that, girl, I need to go. Let me go back over there and get the big one. It wasn't Haagen Dazs. It was what we would call Edie's on the East Coast. It is. I forgot what it is here. I'm so used to it being called Edie's, but it's something else on the West Coast. It's a matter of merging of companies. It's a whole thing. But what I have been doing lately is, just catching up on my work. I finished my marketing class. Uh, I ended up getting a B, but it's that one assignment that was due on the same week that I had my surgery. By the way, this is my 2 week anniversary of my surgery, so I feel good. I feel good. I'll be seeing my doctor on Monday. We will get to that. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I finished that class. I got a B, but it's only because I really did not give my all to that. It was a essay that I had to do, a report, and child, I did. And I did everything else. If it wasn't any more clear that your girl is a procrastinator, I am. I'm sitting up here. I was feeling good enough to turn in the other homework, other assignments, but that long one I just couldn't. I just couldn't. This, like when you do online school, at least now, what I'm realizing, at least at GCU, Grand Canyon University, is that usually your assignments that you get throughout each week leads to one big assignment that you would need to get all that information from the other one. The problem with my marketing class is most of the time my company that I did my marketing assignments on each week was Bath and Body Works. Their marketing information, so on and so forth. But then there was some that I used my personal business that I will be launching once I graduate. Once I get all my information that I need to make to start a nice little small business. And that's what I want. I'm not looking to be a conglomerate, but if it happens to be that way, that's great. But I do want to launch a business. Now, once I learn how to launch a business, then it's like, watch out the rest of the world. And I learn how to get investors and stuff like that. Child, watch out, because all the ideas that come in my head is going to be created. Okay? Win or lose. But at any rate, so I started my new class at business, and this is financial decision making. And child, okay, so I really did go to school and pick a college. Mine is the business college because I'm going to school to get my bachelor's in entrepreneurship. Look, I feel like, twin, where have you been? Nobody knows me. I feel like this is like, why didn't I pick this long time ago? Why didn't I go to school for anything business back in the 90s when I went to college? I feel like this is like perfect for me. So, and it's boring. People say accounting is boring. I kind of strayed away from accounting because, boring people do accounting, but child, oh my goodness, financial statements, balance sheets, and was it knowing the accounting equation? Man, it just turns me on. I feel like I am authentically me when I'm learning this stuff, and I'm connecting all the stuff that I learned during life, and what I do at my job now, and what I've done at previous jobs, especially when I handle money. Oh, the light bulb has been ding over my head. It's like, it all makes sense. It all makes sense. I need to apply this to my personal finances. Even though I've taken an accounting class before, because paralegal studies is considered like business administration, stuff like that. So you had to do some type of math or whatever. Child, business accounting. Now, so far it's good. The first chapter, wonderful. Now, I pray that I don't get lost in the middle somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Moni, in the middle. Where you at? In the middle. Okay. Anyway, so let's get into what I want to talk about this week. So let's start off with the CEO of astronomer and the HR exec cheating at a Coldplay concert. Like, girl, bro. And word on the street, allegedly Coldplay mentioned that that's what they were going to be doing. That they're going to have, like when you go to baseball games and stuff, and they have what's the word I want to say? The kiss cam, and they go in basketball games and they do that, and they see you have to kiss or hug or something like that. But they warned them they was gonna do, and they just all, nobody love me like you. Oh, and homeboy just ducked down. He just ducked down. If he could have merged into the bushes like Homer Simpson, he would. But unfortunately, so guess what? I guess if they were both married to two different people, they weren't married together. So so that marriage is over on both ends. It's cause I think the CEO has stepped down, aka got fired. Okay, but you know, when you at that level in a business, they allow you to say that you stepped down. Okay. But I'm pretty sure all the stockholders, that's what I'm learning in business now, all the stockholders said absolutely not. And from what I've seen, allegedly, his reputation was to be an upstanding family man and all that stuff. Only see him hugged up with the HR person. Then I'm side-eyeing everybody that was hired and why I didn't get a raise. Oh, is that the reason why I didn't get a raise? You was too busy hugged up with the CEO, ma'am? Oh my goodness. So, I know I'm late on it. This has been a good week, 2 weeks that's been going on, but child, it's crazy. The next thing I want to talk about is Donald Trump dodging these Epstein files, child. First he said, we got all the Epstein files. We're going to release the Epstein files. And then after he got what he wanted with the big, beautiful bills, he's like, what Epstein files? Huh? What? What Epstein files? He was deboning it, right? What Epstein files? There's no such thing as Epstein files. What are you talking about? My opinion is he used that to get what he wanted, get some of those Democrats they knew was on that Epstein list, or they knew that they were on there, okay, so that he can get what he wanted, so that they vote in his favor. So some of y'all remember when I told you if you mad about this big beautiful bill being passed, you need to show them at the voting elections. Well, have some grace. They probably was blackmailed into it, but also show them that we need a stronger representative that is not blackmailable. You shouldn't have been at them daggone website. I would be looking at everybody at this point in our states. If you're Democratic and they voted for it, there's some internal investigation needs to be done, because if they were afraid of being on that Epstein file, as being a part of the parties or going to Epstein Island or whatever that is, and twiddling and diddling with underage people, you might want to question your senator and your House of Representatives. Okay, I mean, I'm just saying, but since he got what he wanted with the big beautiful bill, now people want to, now he's saying that there wasn't one, and then now they flipped it and said, oh, the Democrats created this list to implement blah, 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 blah. Now, this is where the MAGA supporters, the light has come on above their heads. They have become conscious. AKA, that's what us black people used to call woke before white people started taking it over. Can I tell the truth? Okay, they are now woke. They have been awakened that their grand leader is not so grand, and that he's a liar, which everybody else knew he was a liar. Okay. And that he knew that some of these directives that he's signing was not going to affect just people who look like me, but the majority of it's going to people who look like the palm of my hand. Okay? That's right. He knew it. Now, we want to say that he's an idiot, but I think he's a brilliant idiot if he is one, because he knew these things. He knew these things. I don't think the Heritage Foundation did. I think they believe the narrative of black people and brown people that we the ones that's taking advantage of all that we were the ones that was getting hired under DEI, that it was we that is on SNAP and welfare and Social Security. And yes, there are some of us that are. But remember when back, let's roll back to when he was on the campaign trail and he had the what is it called? They had the debate with Biden, where he was looking like a bumbling idiot. Okay, I think purposely, but whatever. And he was talking about black jobs. And remember when he said there was all these videos and memes and stuff like saying, let me go on to my black job. Oh, I'm the owner of a successful business. Oh, I'm a doctor. Oh, I'm the head nurse. Oh, I'm this, that, and other things that is above what they consider black jobs. Okay, which kind of confused me, because why are we fighting for DEI? Because majority of us didn't need that. Because we weren't doing these black jobs that the narrative of black people and brown people were doing. Okay? These federal funded situations when it comes to farming and all this stuff. You thought it was black. It was us po blacks that was taking advantage of all the federal help with the farming and the SNAP and the welfares. I know I look like I'm on welfare, and yes, I do live in what's it subsidized housing, but it's not HUD. I'm paying a good $1,050 something for a 1 bedroom. Okay, that ain't subsidized, or they ain't HUD. You know what I'm saying? So, most of us aren't. Most of us are not on welfare. Most of us are not single mothers. Most of us are not abandoned by our families and have to get out here and stroll the block to get out at OnlyFans and on welfare and taking advantage of the welfare. It's not mostly us. It's actually, and we feel, we finding it out when now the MAGA supporters are burning their hats. And now that's like the only thing we had left, we believed in you on, the Donald, okay, is that, or some, I like the one that calls him Wig. I can't think of that young man's name right now, but Wig. Okay, that's the one thing was holding on to, and you lied to us. Yes. And there's people that look like me that said we tried to tell you. And that's why we weren't sitting up there protesting and marching. Some of the reasons why we're not protesting and marching, because we tried to tell you. We tried to tell you. Okay? Some of us did. Okay? That me, I'm sure if anybody goes to my profile and they see any of my videos and stuff like that, you'll see where I talk about Donald Trump and the fact that I don't believe he's racist. I think it's class, because it's not about class. It's not about race. It really, when it comes down to it, it's not about race. And if the DEIs and all the stuff that's going on doesn't prove to you black and white, brown and yellow and red and all the colors of the rainbow, if you haven't figured it out, it's not about race, you will. You're not stupid or whatever. You will. You have been well indoctrinated. This world has been well indoctrinated about what people are and what they aren't, until they get to know those people and realize, oh, well, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, I tell people now that I'm 53, I look back on my life and how I grew up. Child, I have a more vanilla, wholesome family life. I grew up in a wholesome, I had a mother and a father, a dog, 4 other siblings, a picket fence, plenty of yard to play in. We went to church every Sunday, and Sunday morning, Sunday evening, and Wednesday. Okay? I was in the Girl Scouts, Brownies, skipped, then Girl Scouts. I didn't do the whole thing. I skipped. But Girl Scouts, I went to sleepaway camp. Okay? I made s'mores. My brothers were in Boy Scouts. We was more American Pie than some of these white people from low income. I'm about to say trailer park. You know what I'm saying? There is some white people really do get it from the mud. Okay? More of the mud than me, child. Okay? I mean, I never went to our refrigerator and didn't see food in there. Now, I might have seen food I didn't want to eat, but we always had a full refrigerator, always had full cabinets. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff that I don't know. But anyway, moving on. It's funny going back to Donald Trump and these Epstein files. He's doing everything to not show those Epstein files. He said it doesn't exist. It probably don't. It's because homegirls shredded. I forgot her name, Blondie, whatever her name is. Probably didn't already shred the one she had. Okay, but you forget people attended. And there's people who were there that isn't a celebrity and can't be bribed. The Donald that remembers you. Okay, we got old things like birthday letters that you say something about a Mary be a super secret. Stupid. Why would you do that? Why did you just say happy birthday, boy? That's it. But you anyway, this is where he's stupid. He's offered up the MLK files. He's offered up talking about his health now. Now it's not superbly. It's bigly good. You know what I'm saying? He ain't saying that now. He's nice. His ankles are swelling and okay, yeah. Now he's throwing out some Obama conspiracy that he was treason and all this stuff, child. And it's not working. Good for you, America. Black, white, or whatever you are. Good for you for not accepting all these distractions from. It's like, yeah, now the Epstein files that you said you had notebooks. What? Give me one of them notebooks. I promise you, there are blank pages in there. It was used to blackmail those Democrats that knew that they was a part of it in some way, form, fashion. I promise you. Okay. Now, I want to talk about this trend that I'm seeing on TikTok here on TikTok. It's kind of like Africans versus Black Americans. Okay. Now, I don't know if it's the young generation. I don't know if it's my generation included, Gen X, where we feel like they don't like us. That they, meaning Africans. Or that they never like us. I saw a young lady on TikTok that said that she is truly African American. Her mother's American, her father's African. And side note, Africa is a whole big, huge continent. Okay, so to say someone's African is like saying someone is European. That's a whole continent. What part of Europe is he a part of? The UK, Spain, France, Italy. What part of what European where? Okay, so she was saying that she was being, her African family, her father's side of the family was very racist. Pause. Houseway. I mean, and I when I say houseway, from now on, I'm not saying it to be facetious or, but I really, if someone has the answer, please, please, please put it in the comments. How is Africans racist against blacks in America? If anything, it'd be xenophobic. Because we're American, they're African, or from whatever country. Are they Ghanaians? I think that's what you call them. Are they from Zimbabwe, Tanzania? What are they? I think Tanzania isn't said Tanzania. It's said to Tanzania. Like lasagna, Tanzania. That's what I heard allegedly. So if it's Tanzania or Tanzania, is it? Are you a part of the Ivory Coast? Are you South African? Are you Egyptian who don't believe that they're African even though they're part of the continent? What tribe or country are you from? What tribe or country are they from? Are they Nigerian? What? So, I mean, I need a little more clarification of what country you're talking about, because it's possible in this huge, big continent, okay, depending on where that African is from, they might not have known about the transatlantic slave trade. They may be being fed the narrative of what black people are on television. When they tap into our channels and the movies from America come over there, and we are, well, we're not pimps and hoes anymore, but we're the ones that's always stealing. We're the ones that's always doing what we got to get what we want. We're the ones that's living in the hood. We're the ones on welfare. We're the ones that don't want to work, don't want to do it, always have an attitude, right? Okay. So it's possible that that's what they're fed until they get over here, because they really think that they're better, that they're more cultured, they're from the motherland, and you're just appropriating their culture. And yes, I said that. Then, if we're not going to, if we think that they're not like us, we need to stop appropriating their culture by having head wraps and what you call it, the kente cloths and all this stuff, and drop African American from our title then. And I'm in agreement of that. Like, I don't consider myself African American because we have been indoctrinated and lied to so much. I don't know if I'm African. I don't know if my heritage goes over to the mother continent. I mean, when you come down to it, all of us are from there. But I don't know if my family was a part of the transatlantic slave. You would think because of my skin color and the kinkiness of my hair that my direct lineage leads straight to Africa. Like the slave, my great grandfather came over on one of them ships, right? But do you know some of the natives, the indigenous people of this land, were so dark? They were dark just like me. Okay? And they considered them black because they had dark skin, and because the lighter skinned natives did not accept them. Allegedly. Okay? And is it possible that the natives have been whitewashed as well as being more like white people? Like Pocahontas, did she really have straight black hair and lighter skin? Or did she look like me and she had dreadlocks? I'm just saying. Is it possible? So, I mean, because real talk, I know I'm dark, but I've been told that my great grandfather is white. So on my maternal side, that's what I had heard, that he's white, which is true. If my family was, more likely than not, we were enslaved, and they probably slept with massa. That's why my grandmother was light-skinned. Okay? Yes, we got some light-skinned people on my mother's side of the family. I get my beautiful chocolateness from my father's side. My mother wasn't light-skinned either. Her father allegedly was a tall, beautiful, dark chocolate man. Okay? And my grandmother, she wasn't that dark either. But either way, why are we at odds with Africans? Is this all stem from Essence? I mean, again, I haven't been, not because I have not wanted to. It's just always creeps up on me and I forget to save and plan and go. Okay, but, and then I saw the Breakfast Club on that one. He said he had one African artist and one Jamaican artist, and y'all are saying that he's turning. I still don't get it. And do you know, okay, because I know I had this thing back and forth with question mark about, who owned, but do you know between, like, I believe it was 2018 to, no. 2005 to 2018, I believe now, that the owner of Essence was Time Magazine, a non-black owned company. So y'all was twerking and tweaking and enjoying what they think we wanted, that they thought what it was, because it was a non-white. Now, if it's that, whoever is that woman, beautiful black woman with the cornrow, if she was the representative, she was the face. She wasn't the owner. She might have been a part owner. But from what I Googled, is that Time Magazine or Time Inc. was not an African American or black owned business. So, just saying. Are you saying that a white company knows our culture more than an he's from Liberia, a Liberian born black man that was raised in this country? And you do know that Liberia was a country that went of free slaves from the U.S. went over in Africa and created a country called Liberia for free men from the women, people from the United States. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Um, Again, I would say that I would not mind dropping the African American as a description or what I identify. I identify as a black American. I'm an American who happen to be black that might have ancestries in Africa. I could be a native of this land, so then I could be doubly offended on how people treat me. If you treat me according to my skin color or what you believe, how I was raised. Okay. So, what do I think about it? I think it's stupid because at one point we were very prideful of being said that we were from Africa and we were kings and queens. Okay. I think if you believe that, drop the African American and consider yourself a black American. I do understand how we can feel that we're so far removed from Africa that we have intertwined stuff that we learned from our ancestors that was from that land, and all of that makes black culture in America. Okay. I do believe that there are some Africans that treats us, they're kind of Hasidity, and they can relate more with the white American people. Okay? Because it's not about race, it's about class. These black people that come over here, some of them are under do that, but most of them come over here. They have what they need. They live in nice homes. They live in nice areas, and they associate with the people that are surrounded by those people as the middle class. Okay, and they're watching shows that tell them that we like that black people is like that, and we lazy, and we don't want to do, and we got attitudes. I need the paper. I'm chasing the bag. Hip hop don't stop. Okay, and all of that is, some of it is true, but not all of us is chasing the bag. Some of us are just need a chance, and systematically we have been pushed down and out of a lot of stuff. Okay, I'm just saying that part is also true. So I don't agree with being us going against Africans, but I mean, if they woke up and chose violence, and guess what? We gonna fight back. We Americans. Okay, we ain't gonna sit up there and let you talk to us any old type of way and think you better than us. Let me tell you something, you little okay. So I have a dog in this fight, but I haven't chosen side. But if I were gonna choose sides, I would say I'm a black American. Okay. Period. I relate more to black Americans than I would probably an African. I'm sorry. I'm willing to get to know you. I'm willing to get to know you, because even if we go back there and I go to my tribe, I still won't be able to relate to you. It's like a family. Like, I have a biological father, but I was raised with my dad and my mom. And whenever I'm on my biological father's side, the family reunion, I do feel out of place. That's the way I would feel if I went to Africa. So moving on. Oh, I still don't believe Malcolm Jamal Warner is gone. I didn't believe it. I saw it on TikTok first. Someone said he was gone. I was like, whatever. Next. They always trying to say somebody dead. They was trying to say that Tamla Mann was dead. And she's alive and breathing. Okay. But it was confirmed later on throughout the week. I'm still just know someone's going to come by. Psych. You know, him and his family's living on a remote island somewhere. They just need to get out of this country. But from what I understand, it was from an accidental drowning. Um, Prayers to his family. And y'all stop posting pictures of him and Myra. Okay, he was a whole married man with a child. Ooh, look at that. Standing at attention. Woo. You know what I'm saying? Stop doing that. I feel his wife when she came on and crashed out on y'all. Next, also, I'm also saddened by Chuck Magione. Magione. Do 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 do. Do. Oh, he's gone. He is gone. Jesus, he's gone. On to Jesus. That man. I remember being introduced not to him physically, but to his music through my dad. He loved. I think it's feeling good, feels good. That trumpet player. He really loved him. So my dad is listening to him in person now. I'm hoping, you know what I'm saying. Osborne is gone. I'm pretty sure he did something that touched some type of music or something. I do know about his wife and his daughter and stuff, and I think the wife was on The View or one of those type of shows. Prayers up to them. And then Hulk Hogan is gone. I mean, part of me as a 70s baby who grew up in the 80s and remember WWF, okay, and the Hulkamania, yeah, there's some part of me that's the nostalgic, but what he became before he died, I pray for his family. That's all, you know, but are we really sad? Are we really sad? No. Not that sad. Not like Malcolm, Lord, no, not Malcolm, Jesus. Okay, Theo is gone. We're gonna circle back to Trump real quick. He gets checked on television live by Jesse Powell. He said something about they're over budget for renovating buildings, and I don't know. Did he plan that? How Trump have the paper that said that this is what it is, and he's standing there. He's sitting and saying, "Oh no, I don't know what he's talking about." I mean, is he a stupid idiot? I mean, does he want to get checked? Did he think Jesse Powell wasn't gonna say nothing? That he wasn't going to, no, nigga, no. Y'all added a building that we already finished back on the 5th. I mean, not the 5th, 5 years ago. What are you talking about? Absolutely not. Who gave you this record? Who wrote this? Because it ain't me. Well, you know, and more people start to check him. Yeah, you're going to find some of the people that was supporting him big time. I mean, you know, Elon been outing them ever since they didn't broke up. You know what I'm saying? Before you know it, his own vice president is going to be talking bad about him. We already heard that his wife didn't had, you know, he's talking about some things, and she's talking about the opposite. And I want to say, is it women's body, their choice, their body, but he's pro-life, where he wants to tell us what to do with our body. You know, his wife, child, Melania, do not want to be here. Do you understand me? That woman absolutely does not want to be here. You know, I just realized it. Okay, anyway. She doesn't want to be here at all. Ooh, I done lost my place. Okay. Last, we want to talk about this William McNeil getting arrested. And mind you, we please remember that this happened back in February, and it's just coming out in the news now. Okay. both the body cam and the video that he did in his car look us the same. It sounded like it started out okay. Okay, he's sitting there from the body cam. He's sitting there with his door open. He's telling him, why do you have your door open as he's approaching him? And he says, because my window won't roll down. It doesn't roll down. He said, and I guess that's when he told him, please get back in the car, close the door. Okay. He's trying to find out why they are doing it. In my opinion, I feel like William was annoyed. I'd have been annoyed. It's like, I ain't doing nothing wrong. Okay. They claim. So at one point I was going to say, well, maybe he should have been a little more compliant. And then I was watching, dang it, I need to take the name of these content creators. He's a reporter though. And he said, I don't want to hear he could have complied more or he should have done that. And all I could do is say to his post is, you're right. You're right. Because I was going to say something about he could have been more compliant. He could have not jerked away. He could have not. But what about these people who's supposed to be trained? Because we know they know how to do it. Okay? Because if that was a white boy, they would have just let him go with a warning, like turn on your lights because if you run your, whatever, it's overcast, it's not inclement, but, it might be best for you to turn your lights on. Okay. They know how to do it. My thought is they're going to learn when we're going to get tired of complying and still getting arrested, still being brutalized. And we're going to start brutalizing back. If you're going to do it, we're going to start acting like what's that young man earlier, a couple of months ago when they killed his son because he fit the description. What did they call it? Excessive force. And then he went out and sent a police officer on to glory with his son. Okay. It's going to be more of that. It's only so much that we're going to be sitting up here saying we need to comply, we need to comply. More of those old school civil rights people is dying off. And it's going to be, okay, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. If you're going to take me out, if you're going to put me in jail, if you're going to brutalize me, I'm going to earn it. Okay. Okay. I mean, I'm just saying. And it's going to be more and more people that look like me on them jury stands is going to be saying, no, he didn't do nothing wrong. He was defending himself. If you're going to shoot me dead, I might as well earn the shot. And get me a few licks in before y'all jump on me. I'm just saying, be warned, it's gonna happen. And remember how you treat us now, police officers. And I'm including the ones that look like me who change races once they put on a blue uniform. Remember how you treat these people. Because tides will turn. And you won't have authority anymore. That's what palm-colored people is afraid of, is when the tides turn and they're no longer the majority and no one's listening to your little white tears, ladies, and no one is justifying your excessive force, police officer, and it's going to be on the other end. Where you're not going to be believed. You're not going to be treated well. Okay, they're going to be coming for your white jobs. Just be careful how you treat people. Okay? Period. I understand police officers are human beings. They have days and they do too much. I've had those days, but it never forced me to punch somebody out. He didn't punch him out, but he sure enough sucker punched him while he was seat belted in the car. They had to take the seatbelt off. Now, at one point, he had to have the seatbelt off because he had the door open. So I guess when he closed the door, he buckled up his seatbelt. Okay. But either way, both videos shows me excessive force unnecessarily. And yes, he could have been a little more compliant, but would that have helped anyway? They were ready to fight him when they stopped him. And the black men and that sheriff, I ain't calling you a coon, but you sure do have a burglar's mask around your face. Because for you to try to justify it, you didn't even say, like, I know what it looked like. It looks bad. It looks real bad. And we're going to be sitting down that officer. You know what I'm saying? But you was doing a little bit too much of tap dancing and samboing to me. There is nothing that justifies him punching him as he opens that door or busting his window when they knew that his window didn't roll down. Period. At all. Zero zip. And he was talking to, I believe, allegedly a black officer trying to say, look, I'm just asking, he got tired of being pulled over for bullshit. That gave me, he was tired of being pulled over for bullshit. Ooh, I don't know if all this is going to go up on TikTok, but I'm going to try. But yeah, and he's like, I want to see the officer. I want to see the law. Please pull it up. Please help me understand that I'm supposed to have my lights on at this time. And they knew it wasn't worth. You arrested, you stopped him on that, and you felt like you needed excessive force to tell the brother to turn on his headlights. Nah, they chose violence every time they put on that suit, and it sounds like this is something they've been allowed to get away with. But allegedly, from the brief Google facts that I've seen, the officer Donald Bowers was stripped of his police authority and suspended. The one that punched him for no reason at all. And then there's an internal investigation. Let's hope that it shows, because I unless that sheriff is clean, bruh, watch out, because they might find out something about you. Okay, so that's all I have. It's dark now. I'll probably do my bedtime stories in a few minutes. Either way, I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a blessed one. Bye.